My name is Phyllis Arnstein. I live in Tampa, Florida, and my last name is A-R-N, S as in Sam, T for Tom, E-I-N. My phone number is 727-247-3134. Or you can reach me at email, which is P for Paul, and then Arnstein, A-R-N, S as in Sam, T for Tom, E-I-N 199 at gmail.com.
That phone number, is that a landline or a mobile?
Mobile.
Beautiful. So people can also text you there too.
Yes. Yes.
All right. So tell us who you are and what you do.
Well, as I said, my name is Phyllis. I live in Florida, and I live about 15 minutes or so north of Tampa. Born and raised in Florida. And from what I can gather from my family, I am the fourth generation that was born here in Florida.
Wow.
Do not do snow, so I love where I live because normal winters are great here. And what I do is for many years, I worked in the aerospace industry. I worked for a distribution company, and we did sold hardware to different aerospace companies and then also the military. But I left that field in 2014. And at the time, my husband and I owned a restaurant, and I was not going to work in the restaurant. And so what I did is I learned how to network. My neighbor introduced me to the world of networking, and I fell in love with networking. So I learned, though, that by networking, I did it morning, noon, and night, because if my restaurant didn't have customers in it, then we weren't making money. Restaurant is hard business. You are tied to it 24/7. And through my networking, I met a gentleman who introduced me to the world of natural health, and I partnered with a company called Mark in America. We have several different types of what I call entities under one umbrella. And at the time, my passion became the natural health. And it became a passion because two years later, my brother died way too young from cancer. And the VA had him on every drug known to mankind. And I said, you know what? You've been handed this gift to help people get out and start doing it. And so it really became a mission. And then a couple of years ago, they came out with another program to help people with their debt through a software system. And at first I was like, not me. I'm not a numbers person. So anyway, they kept telling me, take a look. And so finally I said, okay, fine. So last year I took a look at it, and I'm telling you, this software system is absolutely phenomenal. So I help people with their health, and I help them with their debt, because when you're in debt, you are stressed to the max. So when I say debt, there's good debt, there's bad debt. Debt being, do you have a mortgage? Do you have car payments, credit card debt, student loan debt, medical debt? You bought an RV last year during the pandemic. You have payments on all kinds of debt. We show you through the software system how you can pay that debt off in a third to a half of the time. But we do a free analysis because not everybody is a good fit for it. It is, again, what I say, phenomenal. And I'm going to give you a story of a very dear friend of mine whose wife was diagnosed with Alzheimer's right before the pandemic at a young age. He didn't know what he was doing. He refinanced his home with a 40-year mortgage and a 20-year balloon. So when his wife passed away, I said, why don't you do the free analysis? Because he felt like he was going to die with his debt. And so he did. His 40-year mortgage, his car payment, and all of his credit cards are going to be paid off in 9 years. 9 years. And he is saving $250,000 in interest. My mission for the year 2023 is I want to save people between $2 and $3 million in interest. We do a free analysis. Contact me. Again, my phone number is 727-247-3134. Call me, email me. We'll Zoom. We'll talk.
I love this. I love this because I'm very, very much aware of how you pay off debt. And there's several different ways that you do that. And by rearranging, this might be a totally different from what you're saying, but I got a feeling it's still very similar. By rearranging when you pay your debt down, it will change the amount of interest that you're accumulating. Am I hitting something that you're accumulating on this? Oh, wow, I'm not so stupid after all.
The software No, it has the algorithms in it to know when your banking institution is getting ready to charge you interest. So it takes no extra money. It works with the money you have. As long as you have $1 left over after you pay your bills, it can work with you. You make your normal payment on the day you're supposed to. And somewhere during the month, the software is going to say, hey, on your credit card, you need to make a payment on this day of, say, $101.02. And we tell people you do not round it up. You pay the exact amount that it's telling you. So when you make that exact amount on the day that the computer says, then you'll see you saved maybe $500 or $600 in interest. You know, it's like I said, and the computer will also tell you the exact month and date that you will be out of debt. Not maybe, not this, the exact. But what's really great is it also works with, you know what? Life happens. Another friend of mine going through the program, she had to go buy a new car. We said, you know what? Go buy that new car. Put that information into the computer. It just changed her date by 6 months. Instead of most people, when they're buying a new car, it's 7 years later. It only extended it by 6 months.
Wow.
You know, and you own the software. It is yours. You know, so it's yours for life. It comes with a wonderful support team. And I tell everybody, and it comes with me because I'm always checking on you.
I know this stuff works. I know that it works. I've seen it in action. I used to handle the worldwide cash flows for Max Factor.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I used to do is I used to borrow zero interest credit cards. And then I take that money that I got and I put it in the bank. I was making $5,000 a year by doing absolutely nothing. Zero. So it's knowing how to use money correctly. Right. And a lot of that, and I've had plenty of clients that have been in similar programs to what you're talking about, of when do you pay your credit cards? And by rearranging that, it'll lessen the length of time to get your debt paid down. I love this. I love this.
Know, we had a gentleman that he had a debt that just was killing him that he wanted to get paid off. So he had sold something, got $30,000, and he said, you know what? I'm not going to put this into the computer. I'm going to pay off that debt. So he did. And then when he told Jessica about it, she said, well, let's put it in the computer. Let's just see what would have happened if, you know, see what the computer would have told you. Because he was proud that he saved $9,000 in interest and paid off his debt. So she put that $30,000 in there. And the computer said he would have paid off 3 debts and saved $15,000 in interest. She said, you can't fool the computer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is real. It is real. I'm a financial guy by background. I was director of accounting of a publicly traded company. I know all about this stuff. I used to handle the worldwide cash flows for Max Factor. And it's when you learn and begin to understand that stuff, you know what? You're using your money wisely.
That's right.
And saving yourself a chunk of change. So I love people that are listening to this. This is 100% real, and they could show you on paper why it does work. So let's do this. I think we really covered a very, very critical understanding that people need to have. Give us your contact information all over again.
All right. Again, my name is Phyllis, Phyllis. My last name is Arnstein, A-R-N as in Nancy, S for Sam, T for Tom, E-I-N. My cell phone number is 727-247-3134. And my email is my first initial P, and then it's A-R-N, S as in Sam, T for Tom, E-I-N, 199@gmail.com. Text me, call me, email me.
Beautiful, beautiful. And thank you so much. And that phone number you gave was a mobile number as a reminder, yes. Right? Yes. And so for the listening audience, I've done like 200 of these interviews in the last. It's over a year and 6 months, so a year, 7, 8, 9 months, whatever it was. And I started doing it, and it just blew me away, the results that people were getting from this. So if you're interested in an interview, please make sure to contact me. And my name is Bob, and middle name Holt, Holt, last name Friedenthal, Friedenthal. My phone number is area code 310-736-5787. That's a mobile number. And you can also reach me at bob@mycity.com. And I'm loving all this stuff. So I'm going to be signing us off, and I'll call you back in like a minute or two. Good stuff. Great interview. Great interview. Talk to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Hey, how are you? You know, this is kind of ironic because Karen and I were just talking about you just the other day. Well,
It's no excuse, change it.
I know. Isn't this stupid? You know? Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yes. Oh yes. You bet. You bet. We have a photo of your kids when they were young, and I don't know what was this just out of the clear blue that you decided to call me? Well, I've been accused lately of having ESP and extra sensory perception. God, this is funny. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Right. Yeah, let me do this. I'm going to tell Karen to call you right back. I'm finishing up something with a client right now. And she. Karen, are you downstairs? Could you do me a big favor? Call Oksana back. Can't hear me or Making lunch, in other words, you're stuffing your face. Hey, sorry, it took me a few minutes. Was that you and myself that were talking about ESP? Extrasensory perception? Oh, so funny. So my wife and I used to, Karen used to work with this woman, and I used to manage her LinkedIn accounts, and she made changes, and now she's changed her work career. But we just talked about her just within the last few days. And whatever reason, whatever is happening, I have been